Hi everyone, it's Joy here, and I am super excited to share this in the Abstract 2 card making kit. I created 8 cards with this. I also used some of the add-on products, and you are going to absolutely love them. So let's get started on this. Here is what comes in the kit. You have your simple silhouettes, and these are absolutely stunning. Then you have your boho bowls die, the Insider's abstract. This is going to go inside of your card. And the Create in Quads abstract stencil. This is 4 stencils and you can create 4 cards at once. Of course, you have your great zipper bag that holds everything. Now for the add-ons, you have the abstract envelope seals, the Foil It abstract, and these are so fabulous. So I did use these for sure. So I made 4 cards with these and 4 cards without. So you can see there is 4 different designs. And then you have the more signature sentiments and dies. Then I used foam sticky strips, shattered glass deco foil, gold drip drops, Oreo ink, pineapple, toffee, spearmint, and pink champagne ink. I did use sugar cube cardstock and some blender brushes. So let's start with the stenciling using the full stencil, and you'll see what I mean here in just a little bit. So I have a full sheet of sugar cube cardstock. I have my number 1 stencil. They are labeled 1 through 4 on the bottom right. And I am starting with the Toffee ink. And as you can see, there are 4 designs, well, 5, but 4 areas. These are going to be your 4 separate cards. Once you're finished doing all of the stenciling, you can trim it out and you will have 4 designs for 4 A2 sized cards, if that makes sense. I love this idea. This makes mass producing super simple, super quick, and it is absolutely fabulous. I am onto the Spearmint ink now, and I think this ink is so yummy. And I am ink blending, and usually how I ink blend with anything is I like my edges darker and the inside a little bit lighter. These are also dye inks, so it does look a little bit splotchy right now, but as that ink absorbs into the cardstock, it absolutely smooths out. I'm going to bring my next one in. As you can see, I have some tape there that's just holding it in place, and we can move on to the next design, but I'm going to do something a little bit different. So I'm using pink champagne. I will use it for 3 of these designs, but then I will switch out my color because I don't think the pink is going to look great overlapping the Toffee or the Spearmint. So you will see what I mean. I also brought in a little bit of tape to tape off the edge so because I'm using different colors, I don't want to go into the next color. So I decided to use the pineapple on this design, on this part of the design, instead of the pink champagne. When I use my next stencil, I will just flip-flop the colors. So on the other 3 designs, now I will use the pineapple, and on that 4th design, I will go back and use the pink champagne. I did forget to stencil with the pineapple a little spot on the bottom piece here, but no big deal. I'm going to just finish ink blending that rainbow using a little bit of tape again to mark off or section off the area so I don't contaminate the pink and yellow, only because I'm using 2 different inks. If I was using the same color, it would not be an issue. But look at those gorgeous backgrounds. So I'm going to trim those apart, and now I'm going to use the simple silhouettes and Oreo ink. I love a black solid silhouette image over fun things like this. I just think it looks absolutely stunning. Now the only thing I didn't use in this kit is the boho bowls dies. It just didn't come into play with my design, but they are absolutely darling. I'm just going to continue on with images from the simple silhouettes using my Misti and my black Oreo ink, and stamping these really fabulous silhouettes all over these stenciled backgrounds. I added this one more time. So I slid my cardstock over in the Misti, added my stamp one more time. I did clean it before I moved it because I didn't want to accidentally mark up my background where I wasn't stamping. And look at how cute that is. Let's do our final one. I think this one is my favorite design out of this set of this set of cards. Okay, now we're going to use the add-ons. These are the Foil It Abstract add-ons. I have my carrier sheet. I am placing the four designs. In my carrier sheet, I'm using the Shattered Glass Deco foil. I'm laying that on top, pretty side up. I have my Mink machine heating up on number 5. I'm going to trim off this excess foil, and once the light is green on my Mink machine, I can push this or put it through, and it's going to do its job foiling on those Foil It Abstract card panels. Okay, let's put this in, and your Mink machine does go pretty slow, so I'm just going to skip to the end and we can do the reveal. Let's peel back that shattered glass, which I think is really pretty. Number one, it's a foil, which is gorgeous, but that shattered glass look gives these card panels a different kind of glimmery look. I think it's absolutely stunning. Now we're going to do stenciling on this. I am going to speed this up quite a bit. Because these are already A2 size cards, I have to stencil them one at a time. I'm using the same colors of ink, but I am ink blending really, really softly. So you're going to see the same ink colors, but they're going to look completely different because one is quite a bit darker, the first ones that we did, and now the second one is going to be nice and light and soft. These second 4 cards are my favorite because I love foiling. I love gold foil, and I love the soft look of these colors. So these ones are my favorite. I love the other ones too, but these ones are absolutely just gorgeous. So you can see here that you also can use this stencil one at a time. You don't have to use it in the quad way we did at the beginning. And it really is easy to do. You just find your layout and you just continue with 1 through 4 as far as the stencils go, and it makes it super easy. This one I did go from 1 to 3 and then I went back to 2. I wanted to make sure I'm lining everything up correctly. And as you can see, I'm ink blending super, super soft. So when I add my blender brush to my ink, I tap a lot of it off on my grid paper here because I want that ink to be nice and soft. I do have some tape on the back of the card panel sticking out so my stencil can adhere to that. Let's go on to the next one. I think this one is really super pretty. I love this background. The foil on it is so, so yummy. Let's ink blend this, and I am just choosing how I want, what color I want where. I'm not making it match up with the other designs at all. I'm just kind of going with the flow and deciding what I want to do. And there is register marks on the top part of the stencils that I'm lining up there at the top of the card. So I'm making sure that that's in place. That way everything else lines up nicely as well. A little bit of that spearmint at the bottom. I think it's so soft and pretty. Let's do this one. This design ink blends the whole background, and this one is so pretty, especially with this soft ink. I'm bringing that next one in, making sure I get everything nice and lined up, pushing that down against the tape to hold it in place, and then ink blending. I did that little bit of pineapple. Now this big piece comes in and ink blends over everything. And so I am using the pink champagne. Oh, no, excuse me. I am so sorry. Spearmint. That's what I'm using on this one. And then the final color is the toffee, and that's going to be right at the top. So put that in place, finish blending, again, nice and softly, tapping that ink off on my work surface and getting a nice soft blend. Now I am using the add-on. This is the More Signature Sentiments and Coordinating Die. I'm going to be using both. I have my 8 different sentiments on my sugar cube cardstock with Oreo ink, inking that up in my Misti, getting a nice good crisp image, and then using the coordinating dies to die cut them out. I love coordinating dies for sentiments. I think it makes placing them so super easy. I'm using some low tack tape to tape them in place. Then I can run them through my die cut machine, and then we can lay out the cards and get them all put together. And remember, I'm going to show you, we have some inside sentiments too as part of this kit, which is really, really fabulous. I used some foam sticky strips that I placed behind all of my sentiments. I laid all my sentiments out exactly where I wanted them to go. So when you're mass producing, if you lay your cards out like this, it makes putting them together so fast. So I can just pick up each sentiment, remove the release paper, use my reverse tweezers, and then just put them in place because I've already done all the layouts ahead of time. I don't have to think about it while I'm doing it. And look at how quickly they're coming together. And as you can see, I have the designs that are the same stencil design above and below. On the darker bottom cards, I am adding some gold drip drops. I am not adding them to the top because that already has gold foil and I didn't want to add too much to those. I'm adding that with a little bit of liquid glue. Then we can come in and adhere our inside sentiments. And I just matched these. I believe there was 3 designs. There could be 4. I can't remember right now. I'm so sorry. But I matched them up to the sentiments on the front, and a lot of them just went with all these different sentiments. It worked out perfectly. So look at how cute these cards are. This in the Abstract 2 kit is one of my absolute favorites, and these will look so different depending on what color choices you use. And getting those foil-it abstract add-ons are amazing, and if you have the ability to do so, I would say definitely get some because they are absolutely gorgeous. So let's finish looking at this last one. Look at those pretty simple silhouette stamps. Thank you guys so very much for stopping by and watching. I hope that you enjoyed this project. You can find all of these products at the Tailored Expressions web store at tailoredexpressions.com. Have a wonderful day. Bye.